She was the hookup queen.
Lock her stinky ass up.
A JetBlue flight attendant that said that she could get you anywhere you wanted for a hundo or two.
Close to 2,000.
Almost $5,000 of mine.
Gave her 4,000, gave her 6,000, gave her 8,000.
But when it was time to fly, the confirmation numbers were non-existent, and JetBlue, they caught on to her and said,
I want her to be caught.
They fired her for selling her flight benefit passes, leaving dozens of people, including celebrities, out of tens of thousands of dollars.
She's really good con artist.
I'm Justin Carter. This is TSR Investigates. Millions of us are flying right now to see our folks for the holidays, and flights across the board aren't cheap. So imagine you have a flight attendant connect, gave her thousands of dollars to book you bundles of airline tickets for the low. Great, right? Not so much. Well, she got fired, and those so-called travel passes that she was generating were no longer a thing. Take a look. This is Kat Beal. We're blurring her face because she hasn't been charged with a crime yet. But we're told she's married to a popular MMA fighter and uses his status to market discounted plane tickets to the masses. It worked for a while, but apparently what she's doing with people's personal information is enough for the police to get involved.
I work too hard for my money to let somebody just scam me out of it like that.
But that's what Julie Anderson says happened to her, and she's furious. She's not a public figure herself, but you may know her client, Glozell Green, a comedian famous for the cinnamon challenge that went viral years ago. As her manager, Anderson books a lot of air travel.
This is literally a Netflix movie.
She heard from a friend that this woman, Kat Beal, or Kat for short, had the hookup at JetBlue, a flight attendant who was selling her flight benefits.
How much money was it per pass did she sell you?
$250 for
$250
first class round trip. And you could go on any airline, she would say. It's not just JetBlue.
Take a look at their text exchange back on June 6. Kathy says, quote, "These are confirmed tickets, not standby buddy passes. You can use them internationally and domestic. We can book on Delta, American, Southwest, United, Alaska. You do need to book at least 2 weeks in advance for best availability. Expiration, December 31st, 2029, end quote." Anderson says, though, she does have experience as a travel agent herself, so she did start asking questions.
What booking, platform do you use? She showed me. It was on the up and up. I said, please show me some of the past bookings. She did. I said, great. I said, are these crew vouchers? Nope, they're airline vouchers that I won. But they're not crew because I know there's restrictions on crew vouchers.
Not only did she buy tickets for herself, but also for Glozell.
So I bought 2 at first for Glozell to go to Orlando. 3 a.m. the night before, she hadn't gotten her confirmation. And I was like, we don't roll like this. This is, we need confirmation, flight numbers. We have cars that are picking her up, and 3 a.m, she finally sends a one-way flight confirmation.
The first flight went through just fine, so with hesitation, she says she did get her to book Glozell's flight home from Orlando too.
She got to Orlando, and same thing with the way back. It was another one-way voucher on a different airline, bought at the last minute. And I can go in these systems and I can see how they were paid for. They were put on someone's credit card. It doesn't give the name of whose credit card they were put on, but they were more than she charged for the vouchers. So it was not adding up.
Anderson says overall she gave Beal around $5,000 for 15 vouchers to use however she wanted, but a few weeks later she tried using them on a trip with her husband. They never got a confirmation number though.
She wanted Zelle, and I said, no, I use Venmo, and I have a business credit card through Venmo. And it's got purchase protection. And when you use Venmo, you can click purchase protection, which I did. There's no extra fee for that. And so I filed a claim right away with Venmo when I started not getting these flight vouchers. And Venmo said that she had submitted proof that all the first class vouchers were accounted for and that the flights were taken. I said, I promise you they were not. And so then I looked into it more and more and more. She's photoshopping screenshots to look like flights were taken.
Beal denied the majority of her refund requests, but did send a partial refund of about $300 and promised, as you can see here, that more was coming. It never did. Erica Colon had to fight for her refund when the same debacle happened to her last December. She and her 2 children nearly stranded in Puerto Rico with no confirmation numbers.
We're supposed to be at the airport at 7 a.m. with my kids, and she did not give me confirmation until 5 a.m. We get to the airport. She's claiming that she's reaching out to JetBlue. No one's answering her. She gave me like a confirmation number. I couldn't, I put it in the system, put it in the JetBlue app. I'm like, nothing's coming up.
When she called JetBlue herself, she says that Kat Beal started to panic, promising to give her $1,200 back. She'd previously purchased 10 flight vouchers from her.
I called JetBlue. She got scared. And I started asking questions.
She eventually did get her money back, but took matters to JetBlue's corporate offices. They sent her an email response saying, quote, "We appreciate you continuing to send us data. We will not be releasing information regarding the case. However, do want you to know that it is being taken seriously," end quote. And that was indeed true. JetBlue had been on the case for months, launching an internal investigation into Beal and eventually firing her a month later for violating company policy. Adam Hunter, a traveling comedian himself, says that he too got duped out of $2,400. His family trip planned to France never happened.
All right, I said, Kat, no hard feelings. Like, thank you, but no thanks. I would love my money back. I don't have $2,400 to just give away. And then she Venmo'd me back $14. She's like, here's $14. She was using this money to pay for that money to pay for that money to pay for that. I think she's insane.
We did speak to Kat Beal over the phone, who did admit that she was way over her head with all of this. She did apologize and say that she does plan to pay all these people back, but she doesn't have a job right now, so she can't do it all at once. She also says many of the people who did buy from her knew the risk of her being fired. We did get a written statement from her. She wanted to address Adam, the comedian we did interview. She said in part, quote, "The Adam comedian is committing a crime by posting my social security number and doxing my personal information to the public. And in result, I am getting threats of robbery and even a death threat, which I have all the proof and receipts of," end quote. We did reach out to JetBlue as well, and in a statement, their corporate communications team, they replied and said, quote, "that we take matters like this very seriously, and after a thorough investigation, we learned that this individual was misrepresenting that they could sell JetBlue flights in an unauthorized and improper fashion. I can report the person no longer works for JetBlue. We deeply regret that anyone was affected by this person's conduct. We have strongly encouraged anyone who may be a victim of this individual to contact their financial institution and law enforcement, as they may be able to assist in recovering funds. We have and will continue to assist law enforcement in whatever way possible to complete their investigation. As a reminder, customers should only purchase travel from authorized channels or verified travel agents," end quote. We did also check, and there's about 5 active small claims cases against Kat Beal right now, as several police agencies in the state of California are investigating. All of those cases right now are being worked through in the legal system. And of course, as soon as we learn more, we'll pass it along to you. For TSR Investigates, I'm Justin Carter. Hello, roommates, and thank you for watching our YouTube channel. Do you want more TSR Investigates? Be sure to subscribe and check us out at theshaderoom.com.